Welcome to King Size Conversation, MODEX 2026 edition, where we talk with leaders from around the industry about leadership, about what's going on in the industry, the challenges they face, and the opportunities that lay just beyond the horizon. With me, I have Eddie Murphy, CEO of SpaceGuard. Eddie, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it. So let's dive right in here. Big time energy today. We're at day 2 and 7/8.
Yes.
What's the show? What's your take on the vibes here today?
We started with a really strong Monday. In my opinion, it's probably one of the better Mondays I've seen on the show in years. Steady traffic the entire time. A lot of really good positive energy, which is something you want to see.
Right.
And then today, I think you just put that on steroids and start it all over again. We've had a ton of people coming through here. More people than I've ever seen on a day in a show. Quite frankly, it's been our busiest day of record. A lot of really good, positive end user contacts. So a lot of times, we have great distributors at these shows and everything, and we're seeing a lot of them as well. But I mean, just the number of companies here looking for, various solutions and storage, supply chain, material handling. So it's been great.
A lot of optimism?
Ton of optimism.
That's great news.
Yes.
So transition optimism, state of your business.
Sure.
How do you see things first half of this year and then into the back half? I mean, riding on the heels of the last 48 hours.
Yeah.
Where do you see things going for you guys?
I don't think the optimism has ever been lost. In early 25, we had, the tariffs and a lot of disruption globally from that perspective and in our U.S. economy. And it really kind of just blew through for the rest of the year. Everybody said, "Oh, we're busier than we've ever been busier. We're back to business." A lot of holdover business into the beginning of the first quarter, and then a little bit of slowdown. Not necessarily in regular orders, but large projects. Maybe outside of maybe some of your Fortune 50 or 100 companies, slowing down a little bit, just slow to make decisions. And that was a bit of the feedback that I got on the floor. But the positive part of that, the optimistic part, is that people do still feel energized. They know that this stuff needs to happen. These projects need to come to fruition. So I think they'll come live eventually.
We've seen similar stuff like over the last 48 hours. And I mean, I think geopolitics plays a little bit initially into like where do things go. And we've had quoting activity was really strong to start the year off, then a little tap of the brakes, and then right back on the gas. So I totally concur with what you're saying.
Oil prices go up, steel prices go up, right? Everybody wants to hesitate on.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll dive into that. So transition into AI.
Sure.
Without the buzzwords, so to speak. What are you seeing? What's real for AI in your business? How are you using AI? How do you think? Where do you think that will end up for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, as a small business, we're maybe a little slower to adapt to certain technologies, emerging technologies, but this one we've been a little bit more open to. My team's been very open to it. We do everything from full-blown creative ads for marketing are all now AI generated without having to have a creative designer and going through that process. You just keep telling it what you want done differently. But it's improved our efficiencies in HR, our efficiencies even in the sales team. That's probably the slowest part to take, but really trying to get our systems working with some AI to really try to fine tune some of the things that we're doing. A little bit more efficient.
Are you using AI personally?
I do, yeah.
Okay. How do you use it?
Well, I ask it a lot of questions, but I mean,
does it give you right answers?
Sometimes. I think more importantly is it helps me. It helps take away like the really busy aspects of my work. Just being able to plug in a spreadsheet and ask for an answer or a quick analysis. Maybe I don't have the time to do that. Writing a lot of contracts. Don't tell my attorneys, but it does, save a couple emails to my lawyers for things, but it gets me started and then they just double check them and it really shrinks the process down. So.
Right. I use AI for a photo, like everyone does the cheesy stuff, like they had the Mattel thing, like wildfire through the industry, like on LinkedIn. Well, I thought I had State of the Steel King address in March. I would do a State of the Steel King and use AI. I took a picture, I gave it to it. I'm the oldest dude you'd ever see standing up in front. It was not a great display.
Not a great display.
Not a great display.
Well, you
But
don't look like that, but
no, I don't. But hopefully, no. But AI has worked well for us, and we're trying to.
yeah. How are you using it? Yeah.
Using it with automating some emails, like engagement, like
Yeah, sure.
summarizing meetings,
Yes.
honestly managing my own Outlook account. So,
Yeah.
what's this week's worth of meetings look like? Full summaries for all my meetings. So on Sunday night, I've got the list, and then I could even ask it like, what questions should I ask? And the bot starts to know who I am, which is a little scary. So
Yeah. No, I know.
but it does a great job.
I mean, I'm getting ready to transition my assistant into a promotion and a new role for her. And
Yeah. Does she know?
she does. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
So you're good on that one.
Yeah,
But
okay.
no, I mean, we're in the process of doing that. And I'm not planning to replace her. I'm thinking about an actual AI assistant. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I'll
That's
show
great.
in how it goes in the next one.
Supply chain disruption.
Yes.
Looking along over the horizon. Any supply chain concerns? I mean, we've as an industry, we've gone through a lot of challenges over the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And as a result of those challenges, everyone knows about supply chain and how critical it is to their business. Do you see any challenges on the horizon for us or for you, for your industry or your business?
My crystal ball.
Shake that magic 8 ball. What does it say?
It's interesting because like Steel King, SpaceGuard, I mean, we source our steel, here from the U.S. So we haven't really had any major disruptions. Obviously, price disruptions, those kind of things. We use a lot of locks and locking mechanisms. Unfortunately, most of that is made outside of the U.S. For our gates. And so that part of it has slowed a little bit. There are some disruptions there, but our biggest thing is just moving forward with R&D, trying to find ways to control more of our inventory, have better control of really all of our manufactured parts, raw materials, et cetera, and try to avoid those kind of issues.
Yeah, the supply chain set aside for us, or much like you, made and melted in the U.S. is really important for us.
Yeah.
We see some degree of capacity constraint, like potentially forthcoming in the summer.
Sure.
But nothing that is going to be anything reminiscent of 21, 22, that type of stuff. I mean, but a lot of steel capacity is coming out of the market this summer as maintenance happens. So, which is why the pricing seems to be just up. So, something all that we have to manage, right? That's all you can do. Transition into leadership.
Okay.
If you had to speak with the students coming through tomorrow,
Sure.
graduating college students, what would you talk to them? What would you tell them about our industry and the opportunity to be potential leaders, tomorrow's leaders in our space?
Sure. No, appreciate that question. I mean, you just watch the growth in this industry, right? I mean, it's becoming a more exciting, more dynamic industry every day. And I think just those opportunities alone really drawing in, a lot of young talent. My words to them, or my recommendation is, use everything that this industry has available. You've got the material handling industry, MHI,
right?
You've got the Material Handling Equipment Distributors Association. There are women in industry. There are a lot of different opportunities. My advice always is build your network, continue to build your network. It will be the best thing you can do for your own success.
That's great advice. Great advice. Last question, coming around third right now.
Yeah.
So MODEX 2028.
Okay.
What do you think we'll be talking about 2 years from now, MODEX 2028?
Which one, right? So there was an announcement yesterday that MODEX will actually now have an East show in the spring here in Atlanta, and then in Las Vegas in the fall. So it'll be the first time we do that. We've grown this show tremendously over the last, 12 years now. So it's a really good opportunity to get more West Coast attention. So I think the big talk will be really about how this industry is really spreading its wings and accepting the fact of how much growth is truly on the West Coast and how important it is that we get our members out there in front of that market. So
I was talking to George Press A little bit earlier today, he stopped by the booth and he reflected on the first time he walked through here, I think with Bill Young.
Okay.
Walked through this place and it's like, well, what could it be? And if you look at it today, they were only looking at maybe filling one building, and now it's
All three halls.
all three halls full to capacity and going west. So I think you're probably spot on there. 2028 will be, what are we looking for in the fall?
Yeah,
So
exactly. And what was the statistic they gave us yesterday? This 17 and a half miles of just aisle carpeting if you rolled it all out in one line. So it's a pretty big show.
And we had Greg Bear on this morning talking to him, and Greg had referenced a statistic of like 6 million plus pounds, I think was the number.
Wow.
Of product booth displays that come in and come out within less than 10 days time.
Yeah.
It takes 5 days, 4 to 5 days to get everything set up, and then 2 days to vacate this place, to go from concrete to set up to concrete again. That's pretty impressive.
That is real impressive.
Well, Eddie, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Have a great show, and we'll be in touch soon.
Yeah. Thank you.